was very prone to really pick out songs like that.
I always loved the singing in Hawaii. Beyond the Reef.
Beyond the Reef, yeah.
That was really fun. You know, I can't help, I know this place has been reconstructed, but being on the stage was the most special, I think, human nights of Elvis's life happened on the stage. And I didn't know how he was going to pull this off. I asked him a few questions when we were talking last week. Could you, when he was awarded one of the top 10, we sat with Bill Morris last night, the former mayor, who he was a guy, one of the first politicians that believed in Elvis Presley as a human being, and got Elvis inducted into the 10 Outstanding Young Americans. Tell us a little bit about the process of Elvis writing a speech.
I was so honored about getting this 10 Most Outstanding Young Men in America, and it was really, to him, a validation that he was accepted by his peers. That he, obviously had all of his records and movies, but this was a validation even at a much higher level. He was with great company. He was with, Pierce Bollinger at the time, who was press secretary for Nixon. And people who were scientists, writers, astronauts. So he really took this very, very seriously. And the night before he was to make his acceptance speech, he worked on his speech all night long. And he did it himself. When you hear that speech, I wish we had it, and just to hear the words, and I'm sure all of you heard it. But he was like a kid doing his homework. He sat down 2 o'clock in the morning, he sat at his desk right outside the bedroom, the master bedroom. He worked on it, and worked on it, and worked on it. He'd look over and he'd, ask me what I thought, and he'd show me the paper, and then he'd erase it, and he'd change it around a little bit, and we started working out words of which, he felt comfortable with. Did it sound, sincere enough, because it was his whole heart and soul went into it. He didn't want to make it a speech that was a written speech in which it was more mechanical or political. He wanted it to come from his heart. And my God, I think he worked on that like 3 or 4 in the morning, but he was just so nervous and so diligent and so caring about what that meant to him. And my gosh, when I saw him recite that on stage, it was how those words came to life, and they were all his. He did it all himself.
I know one of the things that we talk about, and it's very important from Elvis's point of view. Could we talk just a little bit about, his true feeling about, he knew a lot of people followed him, he knew he was a leader, and I think maybe to them today, talk a little bit about how he felt about the responsibility in youth.
I know to Lisa and myself, our concern right now is where the youth is going and what celebrity is doing to this generation. It's a concern because really our youth is the next generation. And there is a responsibility here that as an entertainer, you have towards society. And Elvis believed very much in that. He felt that for him to be where he was in life and to gain the success that he did, that he felt there was a big responsibility to youth and to America, that he wanted to be the best example that he possibly could be to encourage kids, to go to school, and encourage parents and family. I mean, Elvis was really a very, not simple family man, but he was very much into family. When he came, and Louise knows this, I mean, my goodness, when his parents, he moved to Memphis, the whole family came. I mean, cousins and aunts and everything else, and grandma, they were all very close-knit, and they bonded with each other, they shared each other's dreams and concerns and, heartaches. So that meant a lot to him. And he felt that, that was what America was about. And he wanted to exemplify that. Even though he had a private life, he felt that his responsibility, or anyone who reached or attained success in that way, felt that they should be on their best behavior, and they had a responsibility to the youth. So Lisa and I were talking. And we were appalled by what's going on with the Lindsay Lohans and the Paris Hiltons and the Nicole Richies, and what are they doing? Because youth follows them. That all happens in Hollywood. So I know she's on a mission right now to help others in that way, or get kids, back on the right track again. And all that can be is really by education and by bringing their families back together. When you start looking at the divorce rate of where we are today, it's like 65%. And it's wrong. It's a very disposable society today. You don't like it, you just, you get out of the marriage or you just leave, or if something that is broke, you just throw it away. It's a very strange time right now. And if we don't unite and look at what's happening to our youth, we had this discussion the other day about how Elvis was very concerned about this, and if he only knew what it was like now, we would be,
That was part of, his writing the letter to the president and making that true. That was the underlying theme of that letter.
Right. That's right.
Well, I could do this all day, and I know that there's so much to say, so much you have. We got a whole bunch.
Press left. Good.
Yeah, okay. Press left.
We like the press.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Okay, this one is for a lady sitting down in front of us. Hosted by Gigi Dallas. I haven't read it, so I was thinking. Thank you for spending time with us. Priscilla, can you tell us what your favorite holiday that you, Elvis, and Lisa spent, and any special news about that?
I think Christmas was our favorite holiday. It was Elvis's favorite holiday too. And especially since we had Lisa, Christmas was, it was just great to watch her. He was like a kid, as you know. And Elvis loved to give. I mean, he didn't accept gifts very well, but he loved, I think that was probably the biggest thing for him, is giving gifts. He loved to, not just at Christmas, I mean, you could be anywhere, and I've never seen anything like it. The first time was when it was a Christmas, I think in probably 63 or 64. And he picked out something for me for Christmas. And I felt so special. He got me a beautiful wing. And he picked it all out himself. And then he said, Mr. Levitt, he said, Jerry's white piece of Jerry's white piece. He's buying gifts and watches and rings for everybody. I never seen anything like that. The same thing happened with the horses. The horses started out because I love horses. I wanted my own horse one day, and he surprised me with this beautiful quarter horse named Domino. And I was riding every single day I'd go out, and he had a little incident with a horse one time. He became a bit afraid of it. It was in the movie. And he saw me out every day, and then he went to Jerry, and he asked me if it was okay if he bought Sandy a horse, because I needed someone to ride with. So he wanted Sandy a horse. And we'd go out riding every day, and he said, damn this, they're having so much fun, I get myself a horse.
I didn't know a thing about it.
Jerry and I talked sometimes, and he had his little golden family, and we'd go to people's homes at 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd drive around at night at 2 o'clock in the morning. He'd see a ranch or a farm, and he'd knock on their door, and they'd open the door, and they'd say, Elvis Presley's there.